Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Renchi. I wanted to get on here and just share a few thoughts with everything that's going on around the U.S. today. I want to send out my prayers to those that have had their lives negatively impacted by all the violence. It's my attempt to do my part to bring an end to the violence on both sides. Violence answered with violence does nothing but beget violence. Never stops. Doesn't. That's one of the most frustrating things about this. Seems like the sins of the past always come back to bite us, no matter who you are. I guess the best way to illustrate that would be to say that you're always doomed to repeat the past if you don't affect the changes that need to be made. I could go down a whole nother rabbit hole of people feeding into what the government actually wants right now in order for them to institute martial law, but I'm not going to go there beyond what I just did. This is stupid. Like I said, this is my hope that maybe my words can lend a positive influence to the situation and bring an end to the violence, because I personally don't want anybody caught in the crossfire. People have already, good, honest, hardworking Americans have already found some financial hardships because of people burning their cars, their buildings, stealing all their shit. Like, this is stupid. This is nothing more than the actions of people throwing a childlike temper tantrum in order to... They were looking for an excuse to do so. And it just happened to come in the form of, unfortunately, a good man losing his life at the hands of some officers. Now, just know that those officers have already been fired. They've been arrested. They are awaiting trial. But now these protesters, and I won't even call them protesters, these looters and rioters. Protest is supposed to be peaceful. You cannot get a message across when nobody is open to hearing any particular version of a message because they're too afraid of what you're going to do. You have to be calm, cool, collected. It has to be positive. You cannot affect positive change from a negative place. You can't do it. It's impossible. Dr. King never endorsed violence. Never looted shit. Never burned anybody's buildings to the ground. Those people had nothing to do with it. You can't affect positive change from something negative. You can't. It's impossible. For those of you that would bring to the table an argument of, if you want peace, prepare for war, that is also being taken out of context if you were to apply it to this. Just because you are prepared for the worst doesn't mean you go looking for it. You prepare for the worst and you hope for the best. This is sad. I don't want to be taking my kids around somewhere and just because of the childish actions of a few getting caught in the crossfire. I don't want that. I don't want that for anybody. Wake up, people. Dr. King's message was one of love and understanding, because he was a smart, intelligent, well-educated man who knew that you cannot affect positive change from a negative place. You just can't do it. So for all of my God-fearing friends, please help me get this message out. Create your own videos if you want, but we have got to do our part, in my opinion, to bring an end to the violence on both sides. If we don't de-escalate the violence on both sides, we're opening up Pandora's box. They're going to institute martial law. It's already happening. My brother just got called up. I'm praying for his safety. They're calling up the National Guard. Good men and women that had absolutely nothing to do with this incident. And if any of them, just to let you know, my brothers in arms, my brothers and sisters in arms, if any of them get injured throughout this, if any civilians get injured or killed throughout this, I'm going to be extremely sad. Sad for the loss of those individuals, sad for their families, sad for the state, because I'm already saddened by the state of our union at this point. We're not a very unified people right now. All it took was a couple of small sparks in the right spots, and everybody's just divided. That's very, very sad. So this is my attempt at preparing for the worst, which I am, but hoping for the best. I'm hoping that my message will reach even just one person. If my message reaches even just one person and I have positively affected change, but I'm asking for a little help. So if you see this and feel so inclined to pass it along or even improve upon it and give your own little spin, I encourage it. But we have got to stop the violence. Violence answered with violence does nothing but beget more violence. Let's be peaceful. That's my hope. Thanks.